Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Vampyr. Ich werde jetzt schlafen gehen, wie ich es gesagt habe. Und ich darf mich jetzt aufleveln. So, ultimativ ist erst ab Stufe was? Stufe 10, defensiv ist Stufe 4, taktisch ist Stufe 5, Körper ist Stufe 1. Blut ist Stufe 1. Wissenschaft ist Stufe 5. Okay. Und verbrauchst dein eigenes Blut normal. Das kann ich ja irgendwann verbessern. Erstmal vielleicht gucken, dass ich die Schattenwellen verbessere. Ne? Stufe 8 benötigt. Ich bin erst Stufe 3. Ja, okay. Dann gibt's ja nichts zu tun. Ist schade, aber ist okay.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Come on, I don't have all night.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Da laufe ich noch geschwind. Erstmal gehe ich in den Garten, in den Hinterhof, aber ich denke, das ist eh auf meinem Weg.
I cannot enter.
So, über den hinterher, okay. Das ist der andere Ausgang, haha. Aber hier dann. Kenn ich dich schon? Nee, ich kenne dich noch gar nicht. Hallo.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Oh.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reid. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reid. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money? Fame? Or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Hä? Er sagt, du hast es ausgenutzt, um deine neue Theorie zu testen. Ja, aber meine Theorie hat dazu geführt, dass sehr viele Menschen weiterleben durften. Und das auch nur, weil ich halt meine Theorie angewandt habe. Du weißt die Aussage aus. Nee. Das ist die direkte Antwort auf die Aussage.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your
Krieg
time.
ist scheiße.
We'll talk later.
Das sehe ich nämlich genauso. Und der Typ ist trotzdem kacke.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reid.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Ich einfach Briefe von irgendwelchen Leuten mitnehmen. Ist mir egal, Alter. Privatsphäre, Postgeheimnis, alles meins. Meine lieben Kinder, es tut mir so leid, dass ich euch bisher nicht geschrieben habe, das schmerzt höllisch. In diese paar verflixten Wörter zu Papier zu bringen, macht euch keine Sorgen. Jelly kommt aus dem Krankenhaus, sobald die Ärzte seinen Arm heil gemacht haben. Wenn ihr bis dahin etwas braucht, geht zu Mr. Chadwick auf der Baustelle und sagt ihm, dass ihr Harvey Fiddicks Kinder seid. Erinnert ihr euch an Robert Chadwick, der große Mann mit dem Schnurrbart, der mir letzten Frühling half, die Haustür zu reparieren? Geht zu ihm und bittet ihm um ein paar Schillinge. Er wird euch sicherlich helfen. Leider kann ich gerade nicht arbeiten. Aber wir lassen uns etwas einfallen, wenn ich zurück bin. Keine Angst, wenn Daddys Arm wieder bekräftigt ist, wird alles gut. Wenn die Ärzte nicht meinen Arm geheilt haben, werde ich... ja, so schreibt man einen Brief, wenn man mittendrin erschossen wird. Da müsste ich gekommen sein. Den kenne ich ja, der mag mich nicht. Jetzt bin ich raus. Ich muss um Mitternacht hier sein. Ja, wie spät ist es denn?
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
kaputt machen, braucht doch eh keiner mehr. Ja, das macht natürlich Sinn. Kann ich auch, du Wichser. So. Finde die verlorene Geldbörse geraten. Soll jetzt hier irgendwo liegen oder was? Ja, das war eine Leiche oder nicht? Das Foto eines verliebten lächelnden Pärchens auf der Rückseite steht Milton und Pieper für immer.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Also mal ja auch gleich. Ja. Die haben verraten lassen, weil ich ein bisschen Blut auf Lager habe, aber geht gerade nicht. Wenn du nach einem Bürger suchst, vergiss nicht, deine Vampirsinne einzusetzen. Aber ich habe, glaube ich, jetzt gerade etwas getan, was ich nicht gut finde. So, da sind wir wieder. Alle Zeit ist vorbei. Die alte Leichenhalle wirkt für mich hier hart, so als ob hier irgendwelche Leute rumchillen. Also, wie heruntergekommen kann das denn sein? Ja, alles abgeben. Komm. Hallo? Bin ich aber nicht in Ordnung. Im Krach hier. Ich sehe eh noch rumgehen. Geld! Ja, klasse. Gut, dass die Leute hier alle so reich sind. Dann kann ich mir da ein bisschen Geld.
It's locked, all right.
Dann gehen wir erstmal nach oben. Ah, da hat jemand richtig schön geslurft, Alter.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Erstmal nehme ich hier. So, zack, nehme ich mit. Dann guck ich mir dich mal an. Ah, Zigaretten nicht mit. Nice, kann ich Raucher werden.
It's locked. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Ja, das klingt auch so, als würde man sich da im Basement schon auf mich freuen. Ja, ist das auch in Ordnung für mich. Ein bisschen doof gerade. Ich hab ihn im Visier und er haut immer vorbei. Wie geht das denn? Ich drück Dreieck, damit ich den Schock, damit ich einen Biss versetzen kann, aber ich noch mal ein bisschen mit meinem Blutleder abgehen können. Sagt er, nee. Okay, die Ladezeit ist halt echt die Hölle, ne? Also ich werde jetzt speichert der. Hat er gespeichert? Speichert automatisch. Also ich mache jetzt hier Schluss. Und ich wünsche euch einen wunderschönen Tag. Wir machen beim nächsten Mal hier weiter. Einfach ganz entspannt. Bis dann, haut rein. Tschüss.